Hi everyone, good afternoon. Just thought I'd do a quick video. I'm in the office, so I was going through stats of what they were before I started working with the short game coach and the swing coach, and just the difference in the short space of time. So I thought I would just put this out there and see what people thought, if it was any interest or not. If you could like the video, that would be great. If you could subscribe again, if you haven't already. If you have already, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, right, let's start. Short game. This is from about 2 years ago up until working with Chris Dennis in February. So we started with an average putts per round of 30 putts per round, as I've said. Scrambling wasn't great. It was up at 55%. That obviously needed looking at. This is why I got in touch with Chris. Sand saves was my weakest part of my game. Needed a big overhaul and look at that, which we've worked very hard at. That was down at 22%. So not great at all, and quite disappointing and dismal, really. So and putts per hole was 1.64 putts per hole, and putts per green was 1.77. So not the greatest stats in the world, but a good yardstick to see what improvements. I've only been working with Chris for 3 months, so the difference in this to the ones since I've been working with Chris is only in 3 months. So let's see. So that's the I had to have the paperwork in front of me. So from February up until now, where I've been working with Chris, that's just over 3 months, 4 months. So we'll start again with the putts per round. At the moment, it's down to 28.1. So there's a good little improvement from 30 putts. Scrambling is up 5% at 60%, which is getting there. And obviously that could be up to sort of 75 is the target we've set. Sand saves is up from 20% to 32%, which is okay for sort of 3 months that I've been working with Chris. Putts per hole is 1.60 now, and putts per green is 1.75. So there is some good improvements over the short period of time, which I'm really happy with. But obviously, I've got the winter period coming up now, and really need to start to work on those and get them up to the targets that we've hit. The targets we want. And that basically is the short game at the moment, where it is at, and obviously what I would be working on when I go to practice and over the winter period. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, go on to the golf swing, which I've done a massive overhaul. I've completely changed my swing. I've been working with a coach called Greg Smith, and his attention to detail is really, really good. I'm really pleased with him. He doesn't, he only tells you if he's happy with, if he is. If he's not, he will tell you, which I needed. As I say, I've only been working with Greg since February, so it's only been a short period of time. And in that period of time, I've got to try and work on the stats as well as change my swing. So obviously I've done a lot of hard work into it. So this is up until February this year. Stroke average 74.1, which isn't great, but isn't really that bad, but still could have been a lot better than what it was. And this is why I felt that I had to do the swing change and go and see Greg, because I thought to myself, I haven't had a coach for a long time. I've just come back after 3 years out with an injury. So it was just something that I felt needed to do. Greens in regulation, not again very up and down, but either I was very good or or very poor. So that worked out of, once we put all the stats in, was at 55% in greens in regulation. So needed some work. I want to get that up to 65-70%. Fairways, again, is 55%. So the level that I'm playing at, I need to be hitting more fairways on a more regular basis. So hopefully with the swing changes that I've made with Greg, that we will get to the targets. So we're looking about 70% at the moment as a target, and then we'll just reassess and go from there. But score wise in the 3 months, so we are at 71.1 instead of 74.1. So obviously that's going down nicely and going in the right direction. Greens in regulation again has gone up from 55% to 69%. So we're nearly at my target with those greens in regulation. So that's a lot better, and I'm really happy with where I am with that. So we looked at 70% to hit the start off with. So nearly there in 3 months. So we've pushed that to give myself a little bit more of a target to 75%. So if I can get to that, I would be really happy. Fairways, again, that has gone up another 10%, so I'm at 65%. So obviously that needs to get to the 70 mark, and then we can reassess. But that's getting there, starting to hit a lot more fairways and play a lot better golf. But also, people talk about distance. How far are people hitting the golf ball? I wasn't hitting the ball particularly a great distance, but obviously I thought I was very accurate, but obviously from the stats it could beg to differ. So I've done a yardage check on my club, so from 3-iron down to lob wedge. So lob wedge I don't hit flat out, but I'm normally hitting that around about 80 yards. Sand iron is about is anything between a full shot. I would hit 100 yards. That goes about 100 yards. If I'm hitting a full out wedge. Gap wedge goes about 120. So that's a nice gap between that and the pitching wedge, because I had a massive gap between sand iron and pitching wedge. Me pitching wedge now is going 145 yards. 9-iron's going 155. 8-iron's going 165. 7-iron's going 175. 6-iron's going 185. 2-iron is going, 5-iron is going 200 yards. 4-iron's going about 210. Me 5-wood is going about 230, and my driver is now going between 250 to 260, and drivers going about 285 to 290. So really happy with the progression in that and how that's going. And again, I feel that's the yardage. I've picked up about 15 to 20 yards on most of my irons since I've changed the swing and starting with working with Greg. So really happy with how things are going at the moment, and we'll just plod on and try and get to these targets and goals, because unfortunately I do need to have targets, otherwise I do get a bit sloppy with practice and everything else. So at the moment that's where we are with my golf game. So I just thought I'd do this quick video, and hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much. Cheers guys.